Good from my side, at least. Perfect. And on Facebook, yes, we are live. Perfect. Both of
Yes,
them
we
are
are live.
good.
Hi, greetings, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to our Monday Heart Resonance Practice and Energy Transmission. And we are online today, online only. So, all these years of coming online are now becoming very handy. We are fully prepared, and we hope that you too are also prepared to continue the online, to come online and together for energy practice, training, talk, spiritual talk, transmission, uh, teaching, courses, because it's only a beautiful transition that we are able to experience and to look at today. And online or physical, it's merely a very similar experience. We have had so many testimonies and sharing from the community when they are doing the sessions online or at the villa. At the villa, you have the physical connections, you have the feeling of seeing your family, of belonging, than you don't have when you are by yourself in your house, in your room. But there's all the advantages to be by yourself in your room is you can be fully focused without being distracted neither, and you can have your own comfort with your own props and bed and pillows and internet connection. So I would say get used to that transition, get used to coming online. It is the new era coming as well, and we are fully prepared. And as I was saying at the beginning, we hope that you too are prepared.
Yes, that's a part of the evolution of adapting to new ways of communication, adapting of new ways when it's required. And I can share with you also a couple of sharing from our community when they start doing the online Monday energy practice and transmission. They were enjoying it also, and they felt that it comes with a different flavor, that they were able also to focus very well because you will not be distracted. You are in your room and you having the headset and you are merging fully and the sound surrounding you, so you it also bring in a different way of focusing on the energy practice and on your transmission. And no matter how much seems that online is a distance, we have been testing out this online reaching out and the gathering and the energy practice and transmission for more than a year, more than a year right now. And one of the course training that was a 3 weeks training, we've done it completely online, and the whole training was actually an energy work. All the training was energy work, and most of the community who study with us Unconditional Love Project, the Crystal Grid, of expanding their energy and connecting with Crystal Grid and our Crystal Grid and creating a connected Megatorus energy field. And we were able to do it completely online. And the experience was, all of them, they shared that they felt as if they are together and we are doing the practice together. So there, when we start working with energy and when we start opening those electromagnetic wave and consciousness, when they work together, we are tapping into beyond time and space. We are going beyond time and space and limitation. And there is also research about that in my level 1 and level 2 course. I teach how in the quantum physics that become available to many of the scientists who's not spiritual, those scientists start experimenting on would they still affect through their consciousness the quantum field beyond time. So beyond space they already achieved it, beyond time. So the practitioner or the scientist who made the experiment, they published that they were able to make an experiment, and study experiment, of choosing, for example, particles to go right or left. So that's part of the experiment of beaming photon, which is light, and making a certain way for the light either to go right and left and 50%. But then the scientists will go in a way to decide as affecting the quantum field by an observation, by consciousness, of choosing to go right or left the day before or the day after. They tried it a couple of times to change the time, and every time they find, even if he's choosing after the experiment finished, they were able to still to alter the result, as if the quantum field doesn't care if it's happening now or tomorrow or after. The moment you tap into the quantum field, consciousness just goes beyond time and space. As simple as I can say it. So there is a lot of this understanding, and I understand that not most of us are familiar with it, or maybe never heard about it, and it sounds science fiction. Well, what can I do? Our reality is becoming science fiction right now. Now we need to understand which one of these science fiction are actually science based on quantum physics, or are actual experiment on and being tested out, and you have hands-on experience on it. And then you know that, well, the more you start becoming familiar with this, going beyond the limitation time and space. And today we're going to talk about a little bit of the collective consciousness of the Mother Earth, because we're going to work with it. That's what we're being called for the coronavirus and all many situations that the Earth and the humanity are facing. The more you become familiar with that, you know your power, you know your consciousness, and you'll understand and become more familiar and at ease that reality does not have boundaries anymore for your will and your manifestation. Your manifestation, your consciousness become the greater asset, literally, of whatever's happening in your reality. And of course, when more people join with that consciousness and that empowerment, we can have literally a global impact.
So we are welcoming on the feeds, so on podcast and on the feeds on Facebook. Many of you guys, thank you for joining. And Francesca is sharing that she's been online with us for 2 years. It's amazing. And we know as well, like when you move out from your from here to Dubai, then the way to keep in touch with us and to keep in touch with the community is through online. And also Raf, that is in Malaysia, is now an online. You are also an online participant and pillar.
Online in Malaysia.
So
she has 3 grades there in Malaysia.
Yeah, so being online is in Malaysia. Excuse me if I mispronounce the place that you live. So this is highly possible, and this is the way it will also evolve. I would like also to add that if you are watching us on Facebook right now on our YouTube, we are having this talk for 20-25 minutes, and then we will move through our private platform Crowdcast, where we're going to continue with the energy practice and energy transmission of the heart resonance. So if it's of your desire to join that transmission and to join us on this private platform, there is a link above the video to click, so you can book your tickets. You will receive in your email the link for the private platform of the event and the password with it. So if it's of your desire, please do so. If you don't have PayPal, connect with us on WhatsApp, and you can share the bank transfer later. I know that most of you are choosing that option, and one day that will change too. But right now, let's focusing on our desire to join the sessions online, and I would say it's a beautiful gift that we're also offering for you to join our work. It asked years and months of techie IT George to really combine everything.
Trying.
So it is possible to have the best quality of sound, the best quality of camera, the best quality of light, to have our voice and to have the sound of the instruments, to have a different platform, private, less private, the different tool, even with our restriction here in Dubai with internet connections and things like this. So our part is done. Now I invite you to do also your part and join too when it's happening to be online. And thank you for that as well. You've been doing it for a long time, and if you are hesitant to do it, there is nothing to be afraid of. It's online, it's wonderful, it's superb. And today, you know what? I'm going to share with you as well a little bit, because I'm not too much of an online person either. George is definitely the online person, and has no restriction and no barriers or believes that online is different. For him, he prefer anyway online. For me, I love to be physical and to and not to be very much online. But today, I actually listened to a meditation online. There's this girl singing beautiful. I never do that. It happened onto my feed. I wanted to rest, to clear my mind. I play, and I never do it. I never play some things. I don't listen to other people. I don't play other things. I certainly don't go online either for listening. But how much I love to be online to offer. This is a difference as well. And it was so beautiful, and I rested, I meditated, it was perfect. The sound was not perfect, the sound was cutting, the mic was not perfect, the sound of her balls were not perfect, but I bypassed this, and I really enjoyed, and I fell asleep in a rested sleep for half an hour, maybe more, I think more, and it's also shifting my perceptions about becoming online, and I appreciate what the effort that the person is doing in bringing her gift and bringing her love and passion to her community, because she cannot reach people from where she is. So in Dubai here, we can reach you because it's very physical Dubai, and we are a big community here. But the moment that we leave and become to a more restricted area, online become the key solutions to still remain in contact and to still collect the benefit from one another.
Yes, that's a part of our evolution right now. We need to know how to adapt and utilize it the best way. And I always mention that no matter how much challenges, there is always positive aspect. For me, the more understanding, and I mentioned that many of my courses and our talks, and even the meditation, every meditation, when you are realizing that you are consciousness and you're doing your part to grow and to remember your true self and your power, everything in your reality, always, all the time, no matter how much challenging it seems, no matter how much challenging, it always doing its best, everything in your reality. I'll repeat it again because you need to digest it over and over. I mentioned it many times, but every time we have to repeat it because our mind will always struggle to keep this information, because the mind will be afraid, ego afraid, all these kind of things. No matter how much challenging, it's always doing its best to change some of the limitation that you have and allowing you to go to another level of growth. Everything in our reality always doing that. Most of the time, because we resist and we have certain way of how we want to experience life, and we are afraid of change, then what happens is we experience those changes as unpleasant experience. They are not meant to be unpleasant. We are not open to flow and to the growth that we meant to be, and realizing how much we are powerful through that growth, not through how we think it should be, and realizing that our small lower mind is actually the most weak part of that equation, and we have a bigger mind, higher guidance, and we have the soul consciousness that connecting with the divine. The more you digest that and allow that flow, everything in your reality always comes with very high positive approach. There is always positive way, no matter how much difficult. If you tell me whatever it is, war for example, which is very difficult, it's not good at all, it's teaching everyone in part of that war how much they will love themselves, how much they will love their enemy, how much they will make peace, how much you will make change, how much they will know how to work together. And the way that why they're creating war, because whatever I just mentioned, they are not digesting, they are always in fight with someone, and that's why they are becoming always involved in war and conflict. The more they understand that we need to live together, we need to find that harmonious state, we need to grow many aspects of our life, of knowing ourselves, knowing as a human, as part of the earth, and then many of those changes, many of those challenges will be dealt completely different. So it's always bring growth for humanity, to know how to deal in life, how to grow, how to bring this awareness to ourselves. Coronavirus is the same, and we are doing our part, you're doing your part. Many of you guys, like Kipper, joining on those meditation, healing, realization, and collecting the growth on behalf of yourself, on behalf of humanity, and spreading through the field.
We have talked quite a lot about it. On that aspect, is specifically the growth, the learning, what is there, the collective shift, the earth shifting that we are being waved into this fabric, the benefit of it. I'm going to say it again now. So you understand our invitation for next Sunday. In everything of nature, in this 3D earth plane, in everything of nature, we are experiencing polarities. Each consciousness has a polarity, and you are free to see it as positive, negative, and when you are in awareness, you actually see both, so you come back into balance. It doesn't affect you, whatever it is. That global situation as of today does everything, and everyone does everything to see the dramatic negative aspect of it. I invite you to see the positive aspect of it and all the benefits that the earth and human race will get from it. So we have discussed about this in our webinar Saturday, because Saturday has been a beautiful practice with the community. Everyone coming together, sharing their experience, sharing their growth through that experience, and sharing their I am declaration, sharing their I am declaration and
prayer, invocation,
meditation, so everyone can benefit from it. This will also happen again next Sunday. So on
we
Sunday,
agreed on to recurring, making it weekly, every Sunday 7:30.
Because Sunday is usually kept for the training of the community, the training of the pillars, those who are dedicated and are being trained through the different practices and are using, spreading, sharing with all their divine power to their own community as well and into their own work. So that community is extremely empowered, is extremely mindful, and is actually creating change so fast into their own life and their own community. So those Sundays are usually kept for their own training and for coming together and having those practices. Now, with the situation and with their offering, because it's communities both ways, like all the ways, multi-ways, they are stepping up and they're offering to also hold the space, meaning that next Sunday we will do it publicly. So you will be invited, if you are not part of this You Love community and practitioner community, you will be invited to join and to receive from each of them. Whomever will be online to receive from our talk and discussion, and you will be held in that space. So next Sunday is going to be on our Facebook page as well, on our private platform, on YouTube, so and Zoom, already Zoom, YouTube, Zoom at least. So if you want to have the
it will be on
codes,
Zoom,
yeah.
and we're going to share right now from Zoom. I can share only one stream, which will be only either on Facebook Ascension Pathway page or the group. Right now I'll start with the group.
Okay.
So I already have the event published on our Facebook and our group, published on our page, my page, and I think also I share it with you. Go to that event. It's reoccurring every Sunday 7:30. You can either join the Zoom or you can join the Facebook group at 7:30 and watch it.
Yeah, so that is the transition for this.
So it's not only watching here, also you have to understand
and receiving.
you are practicing energy practice with the community, and our community as stepping up, they actually requested it, which is I'm so happy and we are so proud to see that, because we've been doing more than a year right now. I've been doing more than a year every Sunday, dedicating practice free for the community so they can train and they grow and they can hold space. And now I can see that the reality basically with coronavirus forced the community to grow faster than we were maybe taking our time. So the reality said, well, we need to do something, and the community said, we need to do something. We've been training for the year for Unconscious Love Project, and we need to go online. Of course, I host the idea, and we are going to share it on Facebook and on Zoom to listen to the practitioner who've been working on meditation, I am declaration, invocation, prayer, energy work, and you can join us so we can build a big energy of unconscious love and learning and capacity, so we can heal the reality and change it.
It doesn't work on Cloudcast?
Yeah, right now Cloudcast is having some issue. Keep refreshing, so I was able to enter on the app. Just keep refreshing and then it will work. So if you are not able to still work on it, just mention to me on WhatsApp. I'll send you another link than Crowdcast. But it's Crowdcast is facing a little bit of issue. Facebook should be working.
And YouTube was as
should
well
be working.
Not functioning half an hour ago. So it came to because I was looking at the video and I was scratching the belly, and I'm like, yes, in a period of growth, it can be uncomfortable.
It's working now. So sometimes small glitch, patience, sending love to the IT, because also the IT is upgrading with us.
So I was saying that in period of growth, things expand as well. So you can have contraction or expansion, and resistance into the contraction, and then the expansion as you allow the growth. And I was just scratching myself, and I felt like a little monkey when I was watching the camera, and I felt, no, that's actually this, because it's growing right now, like the inside is growing, so my skin is stretching since a couple of days, and it's itchy. And I'm like, this is relatively an energy. When it grows, you have adjustment. So we are in a huge purge of growth right now. Embrace it wherever you are in the world. We also understand that a lot of things may touch you personally and individually, or your family. This is part of the process, it's part of the growth. And today again we had sessions, like private sessions, and people start realizing that it's not about the virus itself, it's not about that the government are taking drastic measures, that they are creating fears inside them. They start realizing that regardless of this virus or not this virus, those fears are within me and I need to address them. So it's coming to a point where people have their primary fears, their primary discomfort in front of their face, and they need to look at it. They are like at the bottom of the wall and they cannot escape from it anymore, because all the things in the past where those fears were triggered, with this discomfort was triggered, with this those worries were triggered, were not strong enough to be addressed directly. Now they are, and I would say it's an opportunity of growth. It's going to be stretchy, it's going to be uncomfortable, it's going to be scratchy, but eventually you're going to rebirth yourself, and you will help the earth to rebirth herself with the human race, with humanity consciousness, in a new level of expansion, in a new environment and playground to create, a new playground to have fun, to be life, for life to grow. So this is where we all are at now, in different degrees, in different levels. We understand in Dubai we feel we are in a bubble, even though everything is so a lot of things are closing. We are still in a bubble in Dubai because the land, and I had a discussion today, and maybe it will ring a bell to you. I had a discussion today because someone was asking, I don't know how is it for you in Dubai. I'm like, in Dubai it's very interesting because in the origins of the land, there are very small fields held in the land itself and in the ancestors of the land, because it's quite a recent land. The land hasn't experienced war on the ground, whereas you go in Europe and in US and all those countries that are deeply rooted already in fear, they have experienced so much. It's very old civilization, so it's already embedded not only in the land but also embedded in the civilization, embedded in the lineage of fear. Is something that became part of us. It's part of me. It's part of my collective in my country. It's part of my heritage. And here, because it's not part of that heritage, the fear is not being sensed or being experienced the same way. School have been closed for 3 weeks here in Dubai. People are readjusting. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but people are still living, understanding the restrictions, understanding the rules to apply, but they're not in panic mode. We went shopping 2 days ago. Shops are full, so far full and abundant. So I would say it's interesting also to look at what is your country holding, and what is the heritage there in your DNA, also being held. So this is also a part very interesting, where we are not here in Dubai evolving in a place of fear. There are other things here in Dubai that people are coming to learn, and they're coming to learn to choose to learn that somehow consciously as well. But if you are staying in your in your country of birth, or you are in a country of birth, or in a country that has that heritage, that has those conditions of fear, then look at it from another perspective as well. I think it will be very enriching, and it's an invitation from my scratchy belly to yours, to your heart, to observe that too. So yeah, that was my sharing of analogy. Where are you at, baby, in your podcast?
We are
And
sending
YouTube.
everyone another alternative link,
Okay.
and don't worry, it will work.
Okay. Yes, this as well. The technology since Sunday.
You know, the when we were going to do the meditation at the afternoon, the whole spring stopped for a couple
so
of hours.
the internet
And then it came back.
connection. Yeah. This today is something else. It's really showing how the weight, like you are putting your feet in this collective pound, and therefore you are testing this water, and you will have a reaction according to that. So sometimes your personal alignment, or your personal feelings, or your personal response and reactions are with
Ripple.
a fit in
Like
a
a-
collective. So
Like a
sometimes
ripple on the water.
you witness yourself. It's not what I was saying, but you witness yourself having a surprising reactions or behavior that you are not used to do that way. It's because you are tapping into this collective pound, because you have a fit in it, and you are being splashed with this water. So it's interesting to have that realization. So I'm inviting you as well to be very mindful, and to be very centered, to witness how how your behavior can be affected in that sense, which is always a part of growth. All right. I think I'm done sharing. You wanted to share something else, babe?
Today
I'm
we
not.
going to do some energy practice with the higher self, and at the end of it we're going to call for the higher realm to authorize more or transmute more the energy that we're going to collect. We're going to collect an Taurus, Mega-Taurus for the earth, because it's needed right now. So we've done this on Saturday, and we're going to do it on Sunday, but we need to do it more and more. So I'm going to take the opportunity for this Monday to send it to Mother Earth. Now, while we are doing that, there is always remember that we collect the growth. So you as an individual, by doing this energy practice, you are collecting your own growth as individual, and we're going to focus on the first Baba reality first, and then we go to the collective or Mother Earth. What I mean by first Baba reality, by recognizing your strengths and stepping up as individual, as a consciousness, as a light keeper, in this important time, how difficult, how chaotic is, and how fearful outside, yet you still holding your light and holding your presence, and knowing that you are not discouraged. On the contrary, you're actually encouraged to do more of your work, more of your presence, and more sending love. And that's a time actually for your call, is even more calling for your energy to be in present and gather and make all this wave of energy. So all these years of practice, all these years that you have this yearning to do a goodness to the earth, we're going to amplify it together, and we're going to first share it and amplify it in our first Baba reality. What I mean by that is, sometimes you have to understand the collective All Mother Earth. You don't jump immediately and change them, because they're still learning. That's why we call this experience, or any experience, as I mentioned. By you learning, by you growing, by you not buying into the fears and doing your role, you will be able to shift your own Baba reality first, as you have saying to the whole collective, I'm not part of lowering my frequency, I am actually the part of allowing you to learn and supporting you to grow and come back to the higher frequency. So you can confirm it in your first Baba reality, as if you will become so immune in your Baba reality. And by doing that, by keeping your light and sharing with others, then you can have the saying, and you can have actually the strength saying and the authority, I would say, to say to the outside, see how much I have mastered my reality, see how much I have placed myself in strength. I believe in my power, in my divinity, and in that the reality that this issue is actually teaching me not to be afraid and be facing it with strength and calling for more light even instead of being discouraged. And that is my power, and I'm going to share it. You, us, I'm going to share it to the collective, to Mother Earth. And by joining as a heart resonance and collective one Taurus and send it to Mother Earth and seeing potentially that the rest of humanity are still part of us as part of humanity, and they are receiving this growth, receiving this learning without judging them and empowering them, then this will be as if a transformation for the collective from receiving this experience, knowing that this experience is benefiting to the collective. And if we do that, we will transmute it in a smooth way without actually judging it, because it brings us growth. So if we collect our growth, it will transmute in the most smooth way, because we will collect the growth and we grow as community, as a humanity collective. And then by all doing this, we're going to call the higher realms and say, see the growth that we have done, see as our light keeper, give us more power so we can do more work. That's the energy work that I want to share with you guys. And we're going to call your higher self for you, embodying more of your higher self and more power, because you have done the step, because you've done your role basically. That's literally what I'm sharing right now with you, is how the journey of self-realization and journey of bringing more of your power works. You empower yourself, work on yourself, and you acknowledge and don't judge with complete unconditional love to the whole collective and the whole experiences. And doing your role and not judging, and giving opportunity and joining and doing the gathering with light keepers, giving them the opportunity to grow, and that will bring even more growth back to you. It's always like this, back and forth. You empower yourself, you share empowerment, you receive empowerment, and so on. Very similar when we do heart resonance. You love yourself first, completely, and drop all your judgment about yourself, and then you share that love with everyone without judgment and sharing all empowerment. And then what happens is the reality, the universe will listen to you and say, your loudest frequency, your loudest voice, your loudest energy is you loving yourself unconditionally and sharing that love with everyone. I'm going to reflect back to you multiplied. Please understand it. That's exactly how it works. Everything in manifestation basically, and self-realization.
So if you are watching now and you desire to come to the energy practice and transmission, for you to build up that structure into your bodies and to receive it and to share it, the link is above the video. Click there, you will receive a password and the link to join the video on a private platform, and we will continue from there. We love you very much and dearly, obviously. Know that you are safe and protected, and that your growth and this situation is completely part of your growth, and we are looking forward to receiving you in the house, to receiving you in our platform online, and to continue the practice and to continue our dedications and to dedicate our choice to the growth of our divine self and the growth of humanity. Next time we're meeting, it's Sunday for the training that we are sharing more publicly in that purpose. So we'll put it on
Yes.
the
Please
Facebook group.
find the event that is published on our Facebook page and our Facebook group, and in my page and Mathilde page. It will be Sunday reoccurring, and it's a free. Please invite people. Sunday 7:30 Dubai time, and we will have Zoom for the light keeper to join, and you will see them. You see all the practitioners on their strengths and how they sharing their declaration and invocation and energy practice, and join us. Do your role, do your part. It's important. Understand that just feeling you want to be positive, just feeling you want to be spiritual is not enough. You need to do your role with a complete unconditional love and gather with like-minded, like-hearted people. And we love you dearly, and see you soon.
See you soon.